Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, 6 persons are now in custody following an attempted robbery at the General Employees Cooperative Credit Union Limited Geku on Tuesday, July 16th. This was confirmed by Assistant Commissioner of Police with responsibility for crime fighting, Trevor Bailey, during a press conference held on Wednesday. Currently in custody are 4 men and 2 women. ACP Bailey, in providing a breakdown of Tuesday's events, praised and thanked the community of South Rivers for their assistance in arresting those responsible. We hear more from ACP Bailey.
Yesterday, persons who were armed with firearms attempted, open fire, and the police who were in the immediate vicinity of the credit union, police returned some fire. And with the assistance of the community, 6 persons are in custody, 4 males and 2 females, assisting the police with that investigation. And again, I cannot overemphasize the tremendous support that the community working alongside law enforcement would have done yesterday in preventing persons who were so brazen during high daytime, prevented them from getting away with and moving off with properties that does not belong to them.
That was Assistant Commissioner of Police with responsibility for crime fighting, Trevor Bailey. ACP Bailey said that the result of the action taken by the community goes to show what can be accomplished when the community works together with law enforcement. He went on to ask persons to continue to embrace the police and help with any active investigations. When asked whether or not there exists a link between the robbery of the Chateaubriand TCCU in May of this year and Tuesday's incident, Commissioner of Police Mr. Enville Williams said it was too early to make that determination. We hear more from Commissioner Williams.
It is too early to say, so we are looking at all the possibilities, looking at everything that is out there and see if there is any link to with both sets of crime and check from there. But at this moment, it is too early yet to make a definitive conclusion.
That was the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Enville Williams. While the identities of those involved in the brazen robbery were not revealed, it was disclosed that they come from varied communities, including Central Kingston, Central Leeward, and South Leeward. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, during his recent call to the Yes You Attend program on Sunday, discussed setbacks related to the nation's hurricane relief efforts in relation to transportation. Prime Minister Gonsalves, while speaking on the program, said that the fast ferry had been faced with technical issues with one of its engines, which would require fixing. The Prime Minister said that in the meantime, the services of the Beckway Express will be contracted to facilitate transport to the hurricane-devastated Grenadines Islands. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
We had one little setback on the transport. The fast ferry engine, one of the engines conked out. We don't know when that is going to be fixed, whether it's going to take another week, 2 weeks. But arrangements have been made with Beckway Express, and I've asked Ben Haverbrung to contact Admiral. I'd asked them before, and I don't know what happened there. So the difference, of course, Beckway Express takes 3.5 hours to get to Union, whereas fast ferry takes an hour and a half.
Prime Minister Gonsalves, while speaking on the program, made mention of possible alternative plans to have some of the transportation load lifted by fast ferries from Grenada.
But what I did this morning, I was speaking with Deacon Mitchell, PM in Grenada. They have 2 fast ferries, private sector run them. One which is larger than the other. I'd ask Elvis, who owns and operates the fast ferry. And Elvis said you'd have gotten in touch with Elvis Gooden now to get in touch with the people who operate the ferries. Ask if when they go from Grenada to Carriacou, if they could come up, pick up some people in Union a different time, they may pass Myro, Canoan, and come to St. Vincent and go down back. They don't have to come 5 times a week. If I get them to come 3 times a week. But I spoke to Deacon Mitchell and he says he'll talk to the people for me.
That was the Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. In response to the effects of Hurricane Beryl on July 1st, the government contracted the Jade and Sun, known as the Fast Ferry, to provide complimentary weekday transportation between Kingstown and the Southern Grenadines for 2 weeks. Still on the local scene, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Save the Children Fund VinSave is celebrating a significant milestone this year as it commemorates 61 years of dedicated service to early childhood education and daycare in SVG. The nonprofit organization, originally founded in 1963 as a collaboration between the British Save the Children Fund and the Canadian Save the Children Fund, CanSave, has evolved into VinSave, becoming a cornerstone of early childhood development in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. To mark this occasion, VinSave has organized a week-long series of events scheduled to take place from Sunday, July 21st to Saturday, July 27th, 2024. The festivities will kick off with a church service of Thanksgiving at the Kingstown Methodist Church at 4 p.m. on Sunday. The program will continue with a press conference at the VinSave Auditorium on Monday at 10 a.m., followed by its annual general meeting on Tuesday from 4 p.m., also at the auditorium. Wednesday will see an open day at the VinSave Child Development Center, providing an opportunity for the community to learn more about their initiatives throughout the day. On Friday, VinSave will engage with the public through a social media posting to highlight their ongoing work and impact. The celebrations will culminate on Saturday evening with a grand gala dinner and award ceremony starting at 6:30 p.m. at the Methodist Church Hall. On to news in the region. The government of Jamaica is set to establish a committee aimed at enhancing the country's disaster preparedness strategy. The country's Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced. Speaking at the Jamaica Government Pensioners Association's 57th annual general meeting held at the Terra Nova All Suite Hotel, Prime Minister Holness highlighted the government's decision to initiate a comprehensive review of the National Disaster Response Mechanism. Acknowledging improvements made since the aftermath of Hurricane Gilbert in 1988 and subsequent storms like Ivan, Dean, and Gustav, Prime Minister Holness emphasized the ongoing need for continuous enhancement. Jamaica's Prime Minister also addressed the recent impact of Hurricane Beryl on various communities across Jamaica, expressing sympathy for those affected. Prime Minister Holness, by announcing the committee members' tasked with announcing the review, will be named in the coming days. With dengue cases on the rise, Trinidad and Tobago's Ministry of Health has announced that 3 lab-confirmed virus deaths have been reported to date. In an update on Wednesday afternoon, the Ministry of Health also noted that there are currently 303 lab-confirmed cases of the virus. As a result, the ministry is reminding citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that dengue fever may be spread by the bite of an infected Aedes aegypti mosquito. TNT's health ministry is also advising citizens to report suspected dengue cases to the nearest county medical office of health. Earlier this year, dengue cases were surging in the Americas, with cases reporting topping 5.2 million, surpassing a yearly record set in 2023, according to the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO. On the international scene, the U.S. military has ended its mission to operate a temporary floating pier to deliver more aid to the Gaza Strip after it was beset by weather, technical, and security problems. Supplies from Cyprus would now be shipped by U.S. vessels to the Israeli port of Ashdod and then transported by lorry to northern Gaza via an Israeli-controlled crossing, the deputy head of Central Command said. Vice Admiral Brad Cooper insisted the pair had enabled a surge in aid deliveries, noting that more than 9,000 tons had been delivered over 2 months. However, it was operational for only about 20 days and had been out of action since June 28th because of bad weather. The UN and other humanitarian organizations have said the total delivered by the pair represents a tiny fraction of the aid required by the 2.2 million Palestinians in Gaza. They say 500 trucks of aid and commercial supplies equivalent to 10,000 tons are needed daily. They have also consistently stated and the US has acknowledged that the most effective and efficient way to get aid into Gaza is through land routes. Admiral Cooper told reporters that the pair mission had been a historically unprecedented operation to deliver aid into an active combat zone without any US boots on the ground. This has been WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 5:30 for WEFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.